We're back. Another one.
She's so excited. What are we back with?
Fast Talk Friday.
And who am I?
David.
And who are you?
Ariana.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Every time. If you guys don't know by now, I don't know what to tell you.
Fast Talk Friday. Try not to drop F-bombs. I was starting to say one there and I kind of hopefully at least won't put the F-bomb in there because I cut it off halfway through. So anyway. Yeah. By the way, my kids have a swear jar for me and I think I'm going to put them in college. Anyway, so today's Fast Talk Friday topic is?
Inspections.
Home inspections, yeah.
Yeah. So you may not know how home inspections work, so we thought it would be good today to tell you a couple options or things that you might see if you're buying or selling a home. So if you're working with David and myself,
before we get into that.
Yes.
What is a home inspection? Like, what are we looking for?
So it is a report on what is going on in the home. Are there any major structural defects, any minor defects, anything that might be unsafe, anything that needs repair?
Basically, they look at the whole house. And yeah, exactly what we're saying. Like, they're testing all your appliances, they're checking your sub pump if you have one, look at the state of the roof, foundation, electrical. It could take 3, smaller houses about 2 hours. Bigger ones, we had one which took 6 hours because it was over close to 8,000 square feet and had a ton of stuff in the pool and everything too. There's a little bit like half the day gone. But home inspection. So here's the one thing I would say to Ariana, and I would say we say to our buyers too. Every home and a home inspection, there's going to have items pop up in there. We call it a honeydew list. We're not worried about the honeydew list.
Yeah.
The toilet might be leaking. Great. We can fix that for $10 or $100. Replace the toilet. Faucet leaking, things like that.
Yeah.
Crack on the baseboard. We're not worried about those. What we're talking about are
the big ticket items.
Things that cost you
a lot,
like thousands of $5,000-$6,000 to repair. So we're talking about like cracks in your foundation. Roof replacing, molding your roof, non-tube electrical wiring or aluminum wiring that's not grounded. Cracked foundation is a big one, or is it moisture downstairs? Is your house sinking?
Yeah.
Oh, do all the windows need to be replaced?
Stuff.
What about the windows? Because if windows need to be replaced, they could be like $30, $40, $50,000, if not more, to be replaced. So this report we're looking for is for big ticket items, right?
Yeah.
And now in this market, I hear a lot of times, the offers are getting clean. What does that mean to go in clean what does that mean?
Usually that means that you have no conditions, so there may not be an inspection. You don't have the time to do an inspection because someone else will be willing to buy the property without an inspection.
Right. But here in Toronto, what we're noticing is that agents are doing a pre-inspection.
Yeah.
But what did we notice? We went to see a property the other day. What did you notice? There was some stuff that was in the house that wasn't even on the pre-inspection.
Yeah, usually some stuff could be missing, right? Or it can be a little bit vague. Like, for example, there was one house with a porch that was wooden and there was stuff under it, and the inspection just said couldn't complete for the inspection because the area was blocked off. Or stairs were unsafe, but it didn't tell us why. Was it the railing? What is it that was unsafe? So some things might be vague.
Yeah. And because the buyer's usually paying for it, usually the pre-inspection isn't going to condemn the buyer because they're paying for the home inspector, or the agent is.
Yeah.
So what we like to do is actually have a second opinion. First off, what I like to do is, I've seen so many homes, you've been seeing so many homes, learning from me, I've seen so many homes that I can pick up a lot of things that my inspector's going to pick up. But if there's sometimes I'm just kind of vague, I actually have my home inspector on speed dial. We've done some FaceTime on them. I've taken pictures. I've called them. I said, what do you think about this? And we ask them about those things because sometimes those items have not showed up in a home inspection.
Yeah, well, just the other day we were at a beautiful home and noticed a crack outside near the sliding door to go in and out of the backyard, and Dave quickly called the inspector. He didn't answer, but he sent him a picture and he got back to us.
Quickly. He was on an inspection. He just texted me back. He goes, yeah, here, if it's this or this, is it covered? Yeah, it's covered. It's just shrinkage, blah, blah. He goes, it's nothing to worry about. And explain. So it was good to know to my buyers within 10 minutes, wherever we knew that it wasn't an issue. The other thing I like to do is if I'm on the buy side and we have a home inspection, like a pre-inspection, I like to call my home inspector and I say, I'll pay for him. I say, listen, can you review this report? And then get back to me and my buyer and tell us what you think. And why do we do that?
Well, just to have a second or third set of eyes, right? At the end of the day, we are realtors, so we do learn a lot as we're going, but there may be stuff that we still might not know or we might not see. So.
Yeah, we might not think it's a big problem. But the other thing is that a home inspector is able to read between the lines of what the other inspector is or is not saying. Which we might read a report says this sounds fine. It's like, it's not what's written, it's what isn't written that you should be concerned with. And here is what I'm inferring. And then, so it's a he, so that's why I say he. Like I call him all the time, his name's Tony, amazing. So I call up Tony, I say, hey Tony, can you help me out? He's like, yeah, so I'll send him the report, he'll review it, and then I can pay him to review the report, and then we should talk, and we think if it's good enough for us to go forward or not, and ease the mind. The other thing, and you also asked me a question too, what was it? What if there is no...
Yeah, what if there is no inspection available
right.
if the seller doesn't provide it?
So the reason why we do a whole pre-inspection is we want to have a clean offer, as Ariana mentioned before. In the past, if you wanted to put an offer in when there wasn't as hot of a market, but there was an offer date, you were able to book a 2 or 3 hour appointment. And that was okay because during the 3 or 4 hour home inspection, if you're paying for a home inspection, you're paying $400 or $500 a knob. During that home inspection, other agents were allowed to show the property because it wasn't COVID. Now with COVID, you basically have half an hour or an hour. So, if you can book a pre-inspection, if you want to put an offer on a house, you really love it, and you don't mind maybe putting $400 on a property and maybe losing it, but you probably won't get 3 hours. You might be able to get only an hour or two. You can try to bring in a home inspector. You can maybe take them with them, try to figure out what kind of problem areas there are. You talk to them afterwards. Maybe book a few appointments and see if they can come in a few times to take a look at the property. You have to work around it, but yeah, if you're not comfortable with a house, not going clean, and they're asking for a clean offer, then just don't do it. Maybe you want to work with another offer, to be honest with you. Work on a different house, even if it is your dream home, because you're spending a lot of money.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, guys, we've talked enough. Yeah. We're supposed to keep these shorter, not longer, but
every video we're asking, is it too long?
Well, if you like them, we'll continue doing them. So anyway, let us know if you have any topics for us. We'd love to hear from you. Okay,
Thanks.
Bye.